everyone. It's Shel C from Paper Actio Studio, and today I'm sharing with you the May Pick a Stick Challenge art journal page that I made. Every month, my friends and I offer this challenge in a Facebook group. We pick 10 sticks that I personally call the sticks of fate. And then those are the 10 prompts. You follow them in order and you use them on your page. Sometimes it works out really great. Sometimes it works out kind of weird, and you have to really push your creativity to make these things work on your page. And that's what's fun about it, is that you just never know what you're going to get, and you don't know how it's going to turn out, and you just have to be really creative. The first step this month was to tear your page or images, because torn looks more interesting than cut. So I just tore an edge off my page there, and then I put some scrapbooking paper behind it to make it back to its size. I see in the video as I'm watching that it's a little bit crooked, but at the time I didn't know. And I'm not sure it really affected the final outcome. The second step was to add ephemera. And what ephemera is anything that you might collect that was originally designed to be thrown away, or not that valuable. And what I'm putting on is some business cards that I got from a guy at a a craft sale, who makes pendants using resin and skeleton leaves. And I thought they were pretty. They weren't, they're too pretty to throw away, but I didn't really want to keep them either, because I don't really plan on buying another pendant. I already got one, and that's all I need is one skeleton leaf pendant in my life, I think. So I put those on, and then I also added this little sticker stamp thing from a package from Canada that's talking about women's rights, and it was kind of cool, and I like the color of it, so I put that on. One thing I did notice about the Sticks of Fate this month is that there's a lot of steps that you would usually do at the end of your page, like add ephemera, or maybe you do that kind of in the middle. That wouldn't be the first thing you would do, so I did struggle with that a little bit, and my page didn't turn out as beautiful as it might have had I not had to stick with the steps. But I still think it turned out good enough. It's not going to be hanging in an art gallery, because it's in my art journal. So it's just for me, it's just for fun, and it's for stretching creativity. I'll put a link below in that See More box to our Facebook group. Please come over and join us and do the monthly challenges with us. We've been doing this since January, and some of the art that's been in our group that people have been doing have been so awesome. Way better than mine. Those people are creative. So I'm enjoying seeing all their art, and you can come, you can do the challenges, you can show your art in the group that you've done with the challenges, so that would be really great. Love to see you over there. The next thing is to use a non-tool. That's the next step. And a non-tool could be anything that you might use for mark making that's not originally designed for that. This is one of those little cards that you get to keep on your keychain for, like, at a store that gets you discounts and stuff. I'm not sure exactly what to call it. A rewards card, but a tiny one that you put on your keychain. It's from Tuesday Morning. I like to go over there and get their cheap craft supplies. And then I used another non-tool, which is some bubble wrap, I was trying to make a sky with clouds kind of effect there. The interesting thing that was happening is that there was some green paint on my bubble wrap from when I used it before, and it was coming off with the white. So I have white clouds with green specks. I don't know. Maybe it's pollution. I'm not sure. The next step is another one that you would do at the end, which is to add glitter. I'm like, really? Glitter? Glitter? Oh, and I forgot to mention that the step was add a crossword puzzle, and I decided to use that as my my words for the page. I think I was talking about the group at the time, but I used one of those places where you can make your own crossword puzzle and put the words that I wanted in the crossword puzzle. So you'll see that later. The next step is to use washi tape. And as you can see, I still have the same stupid bin that doesn't contain all my washi tape, and it keeps falling out. I just, I need a bigger bin for it. I just haven't gotten around to figuring out where one is. Or maybe like a dowel rod system or something. I'm not sure, but it's definitely not functioning at the maximum that it could be. Plus, I keep getting more washi tape because it's so pretty, and you see it at the store for a couple bucks, and you're like, oh, I want that one. I want that one, and you keep collecting them. You know, Hoarders Anonymous. It's a 12-step program. So I've got my washi tape on there. I just kind of made some more little border edges with it. Nothing too earth-shattering. The next thing is to use scrapbook paper to create borders or other elements. I decided to put like a little grassy hill on my page since I'd made sky. Now I need like ground. And my biggest struggle here is that ephemera is stuck down. I can't get it back up. So I have to go work around it. And this is where the Sticks of Fate really got me this time. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to try to like get these pieces off. And yeah, it was comical. Plus, this is the third piece of art that I'd done and third video I'd made in a day. So I was kind of already a little bit art drunk. I'm like, how am I going to work around these silly little cards that are stuck on here? But I made it work. You know, we can make it work. That's the creativity of it. So I just tore out little areas where they could stick out. And it's not perfect, but it's tearing anyway, so it looks more interesting, right? Because it's torn. And then I stuck it down with this glue stick. And you know what? I'm used to using matte medium, and I don't like this glue stick. I thought I would. It says extreme. It says it's going to extremely stick down, but it doesn't. So I won't be using that very much. I thought I would try it. I thought for lightweight paper on collage it would work. But the paper kept peeling up. You'll see me sticking it back down over and over. So that is my scrapbook paper element. And I also had that other border of the scrapbook paper too, which was before it even said that step. So I was ahead of the game on that one. See, I keep having to restick everything with the glue stick. It's not as extreme as they say. It's extremely annoying. That's what it is. Now the next step is to add a piece of fabric, and I had grabbed this piece of canvas that's from Canvas Corp Brands, and I was going to use it, but I just really couldn't come up with anything, so I went and got a piece of the burlap that Canvas Corp Brands has. They have all different colors of burlap in their mixed media packs. And this one's green, and I decided since I had the green grass that it coordinated really well with the page because of the scrapbook paper color that I used. So I decided to use it. So I'm cutting out some shapes. It's pretty messy. It's getting all over the desk, but looks pretty cool. It's got a lot of texture. So I haven't used it very much, but I have a few pieces of it, so I'm probably going to be using it for some Canvas Corp Brands design team projects, I'm sure. Actually, I have one planned for Memorial Day, kind of a old-timey pictures, which old-timey pictures go good with burlap and corrugated craft colored stuff, so I thought I might use it for that. So sticking this down with the paste style matte medium works really great. So if you ever want to stick down burlap, this is the way to do it. In fact, it's really a great way to stick down everything, I think. I should have stuck my scrapbook paper down with that. And you'll see why later. There's another reason. Not only is the glue stick peeling up, but also there's another reason why I get mad that I didn't put matte medium on there. Alright, so the next step is to add mountains or trees. Now, if you guys have been following along, you will know that that stick got picked last month too. When I did the desert page and I added the mountains and the cactuses. That was the same stick, but we don't take them out. We all four of us have the same bucket of prompts, and you just pick what you want. I mean, you just pick whatever one. And Lizzie Beth drew that one again this month, which is fine with me because I like mountains and trees. I think they're awesome. So I'm adding trunks to my little fabric blobs, my burlap blobs. That's a technical term, burlap blobs. And then suddenly they turn into trees, magically. So then I decide to kind of add some shadows and highlights to my little grassy hill using the same Neocolor 2 crayons. Probably, I think when I pass away, I'm going to have these crayons put in my casket with me. That's how much I love them. I really do. They're awesome. I just love them. If there's one craft supply that I think everyone should have, it's these. I probably should have bought stock in the company. It's Kurandi Ash, which is... I'm not sure where they're from, actually. I used to know, but now I don't. See, there I go sticking down that scrapbook paper again. Extremely disappointed in Elmer's Extreme. Then I just have a little bit of white acrylic still on my palette, so I'm using that for the highlights and blending. And I was able to fill in the rest of the page at the bottom down there below my ephemera, which I needed to do because there's no way I was going to try to get scrapbook paper to fit around that at the bottom there. It would have been so much easier if the scrapbook paper layer came in order before the ephemera. But that is the sticks of fate. Dun dun dun! So I decided I needed sunshine because you can't really have a beautiful blue sky and green tree situation without a sunshine. It makes it all happen. Let's see, what's the next step? I think I'm almost to the last step. Wow, that was quick. Look at how that goes. Now, the last step was brilliant. I would have already have done it anyway. And that is to add black marker or pen. Of course, I'm going to get my Posca pens out. I'm going to do detail work. Come on. Thank you, Sticks of Fate, for making number 10 be that one. So I'm just adding detail work. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Adding detailing. Detailing? I don't know. What am I saying? It's early. I'm editing this on a different day that I actually made it. Remember, I was mentioning that I'd already done 2 other videos, and this was my 3rd on that day. That was yesterday. So this morning, bright and early, I'm editing. So I'm able to use the Posca pen over the burlap that's stuck on there, which kind of surprised me. I thought it would be too bumpy, but I guess maybe I filled up a lot of the little holes in the burlap using the paste style matte medium from Liquitex. Gel, they call it, but I think it's paste. But don't eat it. I know in kindergarten kids like to eat paste. Don't eat it. I don't think it's good for you. I imagine it's toxic. And I wanted my crossword puzzle words to stand out a little bit more, so I used my pen around them. And then, of course, got to switch to the white and add highlights with the white, because that's what you do. At least that's what I do. This is the boring part. It's repetitive. Not sure what I was doing there. I was tapping the desk thinking again, I guess. Oh yeah, I needed to, I also wanted to fill in the words darker because the printing off the computer was really light. And so I needed to get out a smaller pen. So this is a Faber-Castell Pet pen, and I probably am using the size S. I don't think I got the XS. I think I got the S. So S for small. And I know you can't read them yet, but when you see the close-ups, you'll be able to read what they say. More highlighting with my white pen. And I'm saying to myself, I think I need some flowers on that hill. Plus, I need to bring in the yellow from up above down into the page because it just looks weird being yellow up there and nowhere else on the page. So I decided to first splatter and make teeny tiny little dots that should look like flowers on the field. And then I decide at some point that that's not enough. So I use the back end of my paintbrush and just dot, 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 dot. So I'm putting orange, yellow, and pink flowers in my grassy field with my trees. Don't ask me what species of trees they are because I don't know. I have no idea. I know they're not truffula trees because truffula trees have spiky bits and they're bright pink, bright orange, bright green. They're not truffula trees. Okay, right there you see where I was smearing some of the pink on accident and I couldn't get it off. It's because I didn't use matte medium over the scrapbook paper. If I had used the matte medium to glue it on and then went over the top, I would have been able to wipe that right off. See? Hate you, glue stick. Okay, I don't hate it. I just don't think I like it on art journal pages. And then I decide there's like a little spot there that needs something. It just needs something. And so I decide to draw a snarky bunny because snarky bunnies and I have a relationship. They live in my backyard and we get into discussions about whether or not they should be there, whether or not they should be eating my little flowers. They think yes, I think that that's not very nice. If you've seen a different page of mine, we've discussed the snarky bunnies. If you haven't seen it, then you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you've thought I've just taken too much medication or something. Oh, it's one of those days. It's going to be a long one. So I'm using my Inktense pencils because they're very intense to color my little bunny. He kind of looks like a bulldog with big ears. I don't know. It was quick. It was late. I didn't refine it very much, but you get the idea. It's a bunny. That's about all you need to know. It's a bunny. And it will fill in the hole there that it's just not balanced. You know, sometimes you look at something and you're like, it's just not balanced. It's just not balanced. So I'm just detailing him with my black Posca and of course then my white Posca just to make it more of an illustration. Then I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to glue it on the page. That is my master plan. It's very strange sitting here talking to yourself. I imagine that you're all out there, probably in your pajamas, watching my video, and I'm talking to you. Still very strange, though. All right, we're almost done with this weird little page. I'm going to take it over and trim off those raggedy things that go to the spiral because I'm taking apart the spiral journal that I have and making it into a ring journal instead. So there's the words that you couldn't see before, and there's more close-ups coming up, and that's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.